Good evening, everyone. Kalla here. Welcome to my live stream. Glad you could make it today. So, today we're playing more Birushana, and I think we might be finishing the route today. Maybe. It seems pretty close to an end, anyway. Who knows if it's a good one or not. Last time, a piece was attempted and then entirely scuppered by the mother of the emperor because she's a bitch and didn't want to lose all her power or whatever. So anyway, now we're gonna have to fight again, and we're back on the Genji side and separated from Naritsune. So, I guess let's see where this goes then. The final battle between the Genji and the Heike was about to begin. The currents at Donora are much fiercer than I'd heard. As soon as the battle started, I tried to get closer to Naritsune, but I was pushed back and couldn't reach him. Naritsune... I look at the crowded sea, my heart burning with frustration. The Genji had a large advantage in the number of men and boats, and the Genji men thought the battle would be over quickly. Whoa, look at all those boats. That's a pretty cool background.
平家の船がこっちに来るぞ。迎え撃て。動きが速い。あいつら潮流に乗ってぐんぐん押し寄せてくる。
I mean, we were told that the Heike were good with boats, right? Plus, they've been backed into a corner and they have no... They have to fight, there's no other way. Which means they're incredibly dangerous.
Hey! こちらも早く進め。何をもたもたしている。潮の流れが速すぎます。これでは思うように進めません。
Ooh. Lots of arrows.
早く立て直せ。劣勢の兵器に遅れを取るな。開戦もできぬ源氏に負けてたまるか。
The Heike are notoriously strong in naval battles. They know these seas well and were skillful with their boats, really attacking the Genji boats without reprisal.
押されているな。この時間は平家に有利な潮流だ。
このままでは終われない。昼には潮の流れが変わるはずだ。
I think he's right. The Heike have the momentum now, but as time goes on, the tide will turn and eventually favour the Genji. Once that happens, they'll stand no chance against the Genji's overwhelming numbers, The Heike will be wiped out. Once that happens, Noritsune will be in serious danger. But there's nothing I can do to help him now. You're so close to me, and still there's nothing I can do. Eventually, as expected, the tide began to turn. At the same time, the boats of the Minamoto clan began to gain momentum and close in on the Heike. In the blink of an eye, the tables were turned and the Heike were outmatched. Perhaps they were sank in the melee, but before long, most of the Heike boats had disappeared. Everyone felt that it was only a matter of time before the Heike were wiped out. Then one boat from the Heike side began to approach us. Noritsune! 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 Why is he coming forward like this? He's just asking to be attacked. Noritsune stood at the bow of the boat, looking intently at the Genji army. He seemed calm, almost serene.
総大将の能登守だ。バカめ、のこのこ姿を現すとは。さては我らの勢いにおじけづいたな。
He must have some kind of a plan that doesn't involve sacrificing his own life. Thank you, Noritsune, please.
見ていろ。見事討ち取り、我が名を天下に知らしめてやる。殺せ、則常を殺せ。あいつをやれば戦は終わる。きっと報奨も出るぞ。早く討ち取れ。
Don't die, Noritsune! He moved forward, dodging and slashing his way through the rain of arrows. All at once, all of the Genji boats rushed us around him. Then, finally, one of the boats came up next to Noritsune's and Genji soldiers began pouring onto his ship.
どうした？そんな引けた腰では俺の首を取ることなどできんぞ。
イルムラ、たった一人で何ができる。
There might only be one of him, but he's a lot stronger than you guys are. Hello, Nick. How you doing? I'm also good.
なんてやつだ。
But I'm worried about Noritsune.
ノリツネの力があれほどとは。あれでは兵たちがいくら束になっても勝てぬ。
The Kenji troops all looked at Noritsune, quivering with fear. I too could not take my eyes off him. Noritsune, I know your strength better than anyone here. If he had the strength to overwhelm those Genji soldiers, he should have been able to escape, so why did he come here? Is he still planning to die? Does he want to die in battle as a samurai? An unbearable sadness clawed at my heart. Across the water, my eyes met with Noritsune's. Is Noritsune in a bad position? Well, The battle started well for them because the tide was on their side, but now we're later in the day and it's not. And his side are doing very poorly indeed. There was a shining glint in his eyes. It was a look I'd seen from him many times before. He yearned for a duel. Guess I'll have to give him one. As if drawn by his eyes, my feet went to him.
Mate, Shana!
Masaka, Noritsune no tokoro ni iku ki ka?
Out of my way, I have to go. I stared at Shungan, who stood. Wow, too many S sounds. Too many S sounds. Let's try this one again. I stared at Shungan, who stood directly in my path. I'm sorry, I wasn't a good lord to all of you. I promised to defeat the Heike, but somewhere along the line I lost my way. But I have to settle things with Noritsune. The truth is, I hadn't made up my mind to fight him. I didn't know how Noritsune would react. I didn't know how he felt or what I should do. But still, he's calling me. I have to go. Couldn't just ignore him. I had to meet him straight on, just like I had so many times before. It's got to be me. My shifting words reflected my shifting feelings on what might happen next, but I knew I had to go to him. There was a long silence that felt like an eternity. Then...
わかった。なら行ってこい。
春元。
シャナ王が決めたことなら止めない。俺はそう決めて進んできたんだ。
You're gonna let me go, Shungan?
だからここは見送る。
だが。そうだな、春元。殿はこれまで十分力を尽くしてこられた。ここで信じられずに何とする。弁慶まで。
乗常と決着をつけるなら俺たちの目的と同じだ。ここで止める理由もないはずだろう。さあ早く行け、シャナ。
Thank you. With no one to stop me, and at Shungen's cue, our ship made its way to Noritsune's. Eventually we were close enough for me to jump on board.
ではな。
ご分を。
Right. I'm off. Everyone that had been with me to this point, I was going to leave them all behind, and I was going to go to him. Ha! With the encouragements of Shungan and Benkei at my back, I leapt from the ship. Nice thump landing.
来たか、義経。
Noritsune. It was only the two of us. The other soldiers, perhaps frightened by Noritsune's strength, retreated to their boats and stared at us.
なんだ、久々にまみえたというのに、しけた面をしているではないか。
Oh, yeah, I wanted
俺に
to
会い
see
たくなか
you.
ったか。
I wanted to see you, but not if I have to fight you. Of course I did. I've missed you so much.
俺もだ。
I was at a loss for words. My thoughts were overflowing, but the situation wouldn't allow me to stop and take it all in.
おい、うつむくな。せっかく会えたのだから、少しは笑ったらどうだ。
That's impossible. How can you smile at a time like this? What is there to be happy about?
嬉しいに決まっている。俺はこの時を待ちわびていたのだからな。 ああ、そうだ。ずっと待っていた。義経。お前との勝負の時を。
Please don't be a tragic end. Yep, please don't. It probably is going to be a tragic end because we didn't know we were going for Naritsune in the beginning, so we might not have the points we need. Surrounded by enemies on all sides, Naritsune laughed as he stared into my eyes. The smell of death was all around us.
これは源氏と平家の最後の戦いだ。俺とお前が決着をつけるのに、これほどふさわしい舞台はない。さあ始めよう、義経。俺たちの最後の勝負を。
Don't make me kill you, Naritsune, because that would be really sad. He was genuinely looking forward to fighting with me. The smile on his face was typical Naritsune, but it broke my heart to see. Yeah, if it goes badly, I believe we do have a choice skip thing and we'll try it. We'll try and fix it. Try being the operative word. I can't. I don't want to fight you.
約束をたがえる気か。いつか決着をつけるというあの約束を。
I can't fulfill that promise to you, not like this. Are you really planning to die here? Is it because you feel you've already done your part? Because you've already helped so many of the Heike survive? Is that why you've given up on living? Is that why you want to die like a samurai in the heat of battle? I can't think of any other reason you would have come here like this. You could have escaped, you could have fled.
義経、やめろ。
No! I never promised this! I don't want to fight you! I don't want you to die!
義経!
Huh? For the first time, Naritsune's eyes wavered in pain, and he pointed the tip of his sword at me.
よせ、それ以上は言うな。ためらう気持ちは俺にもわかる。俺たちは互いに心を通じ合わせてしまったからな。
That's right. You and I.
だがな、義経。もはやお前との約束は、平家や源氏などを超えた何よりも大切なものになっている。心を通じ合わせたからこそ、この勝負の約束は特別なものなのだ。お前にとっては違うのか。
It's not that one. That one. I feel like we need the sad face. It's sad face time. No, it was because of our promise to each other that I fought with you before, but I always thought that fate would bring us together in the end.
ならば、その思いを嘘にはするな。俺の好敵手であることを捨てないでくれ。
It's been a while since I don't use the expression toggles very much. Because I often forget how to do them. But I think this rates the sad face.
これしか道はないのだ。
What?
頼む。俺と平家の民のことを思うなら、この勝負を受けてくれ。そして本気で戦ってくれ。そうでなければ意味がない。
Hatsune looked at me and lowered his voice.
民を逃がしただけでは不十分だ。源氏は平家追討の手を緩めないだろう。全てを終わらせるためには、平家は源氏の手で倒されなければならない。
I mean, I understand what he's saying, but also... That's...
誰の目にも明らかに平家は滅びたと示さねばならないんだ。
What? You... To see the Heike defeated, what does he mean by that? Hatsune spoke about the very thing I'd been worried about since I returned to the Genji army.
誰もが納得するような派手な幕引きが必要だ。そのためには戦の最中に総大将が撃たれなければならない。
And that's why he moved his boat here. Finally, I understood what Noritsune was trying to say. He's not here only to die. He's here to show everyone that he's gonna die. He was here to show the Genji that the Heike had been destroyed. He was here to end the war. And he was doing it all for the Heike.
わかるだろう。俺はここで死なねばならない。幕引きが必要なんだ。
Is there no way to fake his death? Like, there's gotta be ways to fake it, right?
そしてそれを引くのはお前であってほしい。
This is a different kind of emotional damage. No.
頼む。
With that face as well. Emotional damage. His eyes never wavered from me. They were calm and confident. Hatsune had already made up his mind. And like always, he would face his destiny head on. Hatsune had once abandoned the Heike in order to live his own life. And now he was prepared to die to save the lives of all the Heike who still lived. This is too much! How can you always be so strong in the face of destiny, Hatsune? He was giving his life to save the helpless people of the Heike clan. I couldn't help but be in awe of his strength and compassion. But I don't want it to end this way. I wondered if this fate could have been avoided if he hadn't been so virtuous. But it's too late for that now, isn't it? You've made up your mind to protect the others. My heart felt as though it was being ripped in two. It was painful, and yet, at the same time, I felt myself coming to accept it. Typical Noritsune. Clumsy, proud and kind. All the traits that had attracted me to Noritsune in the first place. His heart was pure and I found myself enveloped in a mix of sadness and love for him. You idiot, Noritsune! You really are a fool. I forced myself to wipe away the tears that were blotting my vision. The pain and sorrow I felt hadn't disappeared, but the hesitation about what to do was gone. I think we need to take the sad face off. Sad face might come back later. If you're sure about this, then I guess there's nothing left for me to do but meet you in battle. I drew my sword and pointed the tip of the blade at him.
Ah, so da. それでいい.
Noritsune's smile deepened and his eyes brightened. Then,
我こそは平家軍総大将平の則経。平家一門の命運をかけて源義経に一騎打ちを申し込む。
yeah, this route probably is the saddest one, right? Given that he's on the opposite side of it. Well, actually, I think a lot of them are probably quite sad. For varying reasons. He shouted loudly to announce his presence and intentions to all those around him. Ritsune. His strong gaze was fixed on me. How many times had those eyes challenged me before, and how many times had I accepted? He was always so direct, and sometimes even a little frightening. But perhaps that's why I was so attracted to him. I wanted to be equal with him. I didn't want to lose to him. And so... Noritsune Taira, leader of the Heikei army. I, Yoshitsune Kuro Minamoto, accept your challenge. There is the other Taira, yeah, that's true. They faced each other with their swords. A tingling tension filled the air, and the what now? That's not the right word. I feel that should be murmurs. And the murmurs of others faded in the distance. And in that moment, Noritsune was all I saw. Yeah, murmurs, that's what I thought. Found a typo. Ooh, that's a lot. Ah! Yeah. His wild swings approached me with frightening speed, but I caught each one head on. His attacks were more brilliant than any time we'd clashed our swords together before. Guess our boat hit another one, or we jumped from boat to boat, I don't know. Phew! Okay, we are just like jumping from boat to boat here.
そうか。お前はその者との戦いに己の生を見出したんだな。
則盛様、もはや味方の船は残りわずかです。
平家の主だった武将以外は離脱したか沈められたか。一人でも多くの者が逃げおおせていればよいのだが。
いかがいたしましょう。源氏どもの注意があちらに向かっている今なら、ここから離脱も可能と存じますが。
バカを申すな。我が子が平家としての務めを果たそうとしているのだ。私が逃げるわけには参らぬ。ここで則常の戦いを見届けよう。お前たちは構わず逃げなさい。
いえ、我らもお供いたします。
そうか。好きに戦え、則常。どのような形となろうと私が見届けてやる。
Good dad.
なんという戦いか。殿も則常一歩も引けを取らん。
ああ、あいつらの戦いに割って入ることなど誰にもできない。
信
先ほど一瞬シャナ王の顔が見えたんだが、あいつ笑っているようだった。
確かに私にもそう見える。命を懸けた真剣勝負の最中だというのにな。
あいつらは一心に互い以外は何も見えていないかのように前例でぶつかり合っている。
That would be because they can't see anything other but each other, Shunga.
まるで愛でも確かめ合うかのようだな。
Exactly. Oh, that is nice! That CG is nice! The others, yeah, I don't think they know, but they are indeed in luck. We flew from boat to boat, the waves rushing underneath us as we leapt, the sounds of our clashing swords ringing in the air. I couldn't see anything but him. Strong. You've grown so strong, Noritsune. Say! I know what Noritsune is going to do next. I can see his next attack before he does it. He too seemed to be able to read my attacks. If I slackened for even a moment, it would all be over. And yet in the midst of such intense fighting, we were both grinning wildly. The rush of wind when he dodged, the strength of our arms when we clashed. I could feel his life in all of it. I wanted to do this forever. To see only his eyes, to feel only his heartbeat, to live only in this scorching moment of passion. I really wanted to live with you. I wanted to be with you forever and always. Yeah? As if to shake off these visions of dreams unfulfilled, we poured all of our unlived passion into our blades. And though we wished it would last forever, it eventually came to an end. We wounded each other at nearly exactly the same time, and we both fell to our knees. You too. I forced a smile onto my sweat-streaked cheeks. This is it. We had been fighting with all our might. We had surpassed our own limits and had exhausted what strength we had. My whole body was covered in cuts and blood, burning hot with pain.
義経
Right. Come on, Naritsune. The look in his eyes convinced me. The next move would be the last, and this brief pause would be our final one together. I knew what kind of attack you would do next. And you know too, don't you? You know what I'm going to do next. Because like he always said, we're alike, him and I. Without a word, our gazes intertwined. His quiet, calm eyes spoke more eloquently of his feelings than words ever could. Naritsune. Putting the last of my strength into my arm, I gripped the hilt of my sword. The air was cold and tense as the moment to strike drew near. But then... I can't kill you.
何を言うこれしか方法はないのだと
I don't care! I don't want to lose you! I know you're ready, I know I'm being selfish, but I don't want to give you up. I want to be with you. You promised me in Ichinotani. You promised me that we would live together. You promised me that we would keep the people safe. My mind is the same as it was then, so please, don't die alone here. I won't let you fight on your own. If you intend to fight to your death, let me fight with you. Naritsune said that to convince the Genji that the Heike truly had fallen, he would have to die. But I wouldn't accept that. I stifled my trembling voice and struggled to speak. I hoped that my thoughts would be conveyed to him.
共に戦ってくれるのか源氏であることを捨てて俺と共にこの運命に抗ってくれるとお前はそういうのか
That's right. And I want to go just as me. I choose to fight together with you, Naritsune. You said I was the only one you could trust to watch your back. That I was the only one you'd want to risk your life with. Then let's do it. Let's risk our lives and let's conquer this terrible fate we've been given. This seems like a terrible idea on the basis that we're both exhausted and wounded. I don't feel like this is going to go well.
叶わんなここで幕引くことこそ最善の道だと思ったがお前の手を取りたくなってしまった
So...
ああかけてみようお前となら悪くない
Naritsune smirked and dropped the sword he was holding at the same time.
共に最後まで抗うとしよう来い
Right. Let's go, Naritsune. With the heat welling up inside my heart, I readied my sword again. This is the end! Ah! Oh no! I thrust out my sword and stepped forward. In one breath, I closed the distance to Naritsune and pounced. Just before thrusting the blade into Naritsune's body, I pulled it back. I hugged him with all my might and we both jumped out of the boat and into the sea. To those around us, it probably looked as if I had stabbed Naritsune. Then... Hey! Have we successfully, faked his death? And, also mine?
義経殿が落ちた。頼経も一緒だぞ。
相打ちだ。捨て身で平家を道連れに。
早く引き上げろ。無理です。潮が激しすぎてもうどこにも見えません。
殿、まさかこのような。
義経様、諦めるのは早い。流れが変わった時に探せば。
いや、あの流れでは無理だろう。見つけるのは至難の技だ。シャナ。
And we made everyone sad.
頼経が言ったか。では戦も終わりであろう。我らの命運はここに尽きた。
No tragic ending, you think, Hermit? I wouldn't put it past them yet. Although, shall we check the flea
こ
chart?
こまでの道の
What
り
does
を
the
整
flea
理し
chart
ておく
say?
か。
The flea chart doesn't have the ending! Okay, I think we did in fact avoid it. Alright.
頼経は逃げろと言っていたが、ここまで来ればそうも行くまい。後を追って受水するといたそう。
はっ。
戦いの最中、頼経の言いつけ通りに他の多くの将や一般の兵たちは離脱していった。
You're right. I just thought there was probably still a way for this to turn out tragic. But, yeah, I guess the tragic end would be killing Naritsune with her own hands.
しかし私は最後まで平家の名を背負わねばならない。せめて敵の手にかかる前に死のう。頼経の後を追って。
平家を捕らえろ。受水させるな。
もはや侍として死ぬこともかなわぬか。捕虜として生き残ることは死よりもつらい。しかしこれもまた私の宿命かもしれんな。一族を背負い戦に生きる役目があるならば、生き残った後に業を背負う役目もまたあるのかもしれぬ。見事だったぞ頼経。お前は十分に役目を果たした。あとは私に任せるがいい。
The violent current seemed as though it was about to swallow us both. It's going so fast! Naritsune! My outstretched hand was met with a firm grip. Through the swirling bubbles, I saw Naritsune desperately trying to pull me closer. I too reached out my arms to him. The rushing sound of water rumbled in my ears. But my mind was somewhat calm. There's nothing but us in this dark blue sea. Nothing else that keeps us from being... nothing else that can keep us from each other. I think flows better. That's right. Now, the only person beside me is Naritsune. I was clinging tightly to Naritsune's body. I'm not going to let you go. I'm going to stay with you forever. As if to tell me he was thinking the same thing, Naritsune wrapped his arm around my back. In our gradually fading consciousness, we held each other tightly, never to let go.
We're
still alive!
気がついたか。
You thought for a second that we weren't, right, Nick? Just for a second. That's what I meant by it could still be tragic. Hatsune. I was sitting near the beach, my back leaning against a tree. Were we far from the battlefield? It was quiet. Only the gentle sound of waves and the call of birds broke the silence. Where are we? Are we alive?
そのようだな。助かったのはこの者たちのおかげだ。
Oh, we got saved by someone? And that's when I finally noticed the strange man at my side.
お前さんたちは悪運が強い。あの海に落ちて助かるなんて奇跡だぞ。
Who are these men?
彼らは平家が雇っていた漁夫たちだ。
Oh yeah, they hired the fishermen to do a thing, right? They'd been told by Noritsune to flee. Following his orders, they had successfully escaped the battlefield. They watched from a distance as Noritsune and I fought and later fell into the sea.
あの時間は東から西へと潮が変わって一番流れが速くなるんだ。お前たち一気に流されてったぞ。
Well, that was dangerous.
普通なら見失うだろうが、俺たちはこの辺の潮の流れに詳しいからな。お前らが流されていく場所も見当がついた。
で、その辺りを船で探していたら、そこにお前らが漂ってきたわけだ。生きている可能性は低いと思っていたが、二人とも無事に息をしていて驚いたよ。こんなのは奇跡だ。
So you mean as far as anyone else is concerned, we're dead? You don't say. My memory of the time I was in the water was dim, and all I could do was nod vaguely at their explanation. More importantly, why did you help us?
そうだ。俺もそれを知りたい。戦から離れた時点でお前たちの役割は終わっていたはずだ。なぜわざわざ俺たちを助けた？
多分お前が人間らしかったからだ。
These fishermen are good peoples.
今まで俺たちが見てきた貴族や侍は偉そうな奴らばかりだった。上に立つ奴らは民を人間扱いなんてしない。戦になったら俺たちを駒として使い全て奪っていく。
でもお前は違った。俺たち漁夫を対等に扱い尊重してくれた。だから死なせるのが惜しいと思った。
I see. Noritsune was good to them and therefore.
そうか。
It's karma. At these words, Noritsune's eyes widened. He stood up straight and bowed as low as he could.
礼を言わせてくれ。ありがとう。
Thank you so much. You saved our lives. When I bowed along with Noritsune, the men just chuckled. We'll never tell the enemy that you survived. The rest is up to you. That's what they told us. With that, the good-natured fishermen left. And then, as if to replace them, came...
やあ、ノリツネ。
these
義
assholes.
経もご機嫌はいかがかな？
本当に生きてたんだね。お前ら悪運強すぎじゃない？
My jaw dropped as the two of them sauntered over to where we were standing. Tomamori? Shigehira?
お前ら無事だったのか？当然 俺たちが源氏なんかに捕まるわけないだろ。だがなぜここに？
なぜとは心外だ。そなたたちに会いに来たに決まっているだろう。
Statler and Waldorf.
それに気を伺って逃げろと言ったのはそなたじゃないか。私たちが生き残っていても何ら不思議ではない。
それよりこんな外から見えにくい浜辺にたどり着くなんて迷惑なんだけど、探すのに手間取っちゃったよ。
Maybe we wanted to find a remote beach so that no one would ever find us again.
仕方がないだろう重平。そうでなければすぐに見つかってしまう。あの漁夫たちはいい場所を知っていたものだね。
What is with these guys? Despite Narutsune and my astonishment, the brothers remained aloof and unconcerned. It was hard to believe that the war was really over, and I found myself getting more and more confused.
その驚いた顔が見られて嬉しいね。ついでにもう一つ教えておくと、ここにいるのは私たちだけではないのだよ。
お前らを探してる最中に逃げ延びた奴らと会ったんだよね。ほら、顔を出しなよ。
Okay, who else is here? Shigehira called out to them. Wait, if this is gonna be my friends, then I have questions. No, it is just some Heike people. Good. So I was gonna say, I'd be very, very surprised if it was like Benkei and that. I feel a little bad about Benkei and Shingen and the brothers, because they think I'm dead, but I guess it has to remain that way.
お前たちまで。
A large number of Heike troops appeared from behind the rocks. Apparently, they too had fled the battle on Naritsune's orders. Was that the reason why the Heike's numbers dwindled so quickly? The soldiers rushed to Naritsune's side in tears, rejoicing that he was safe. I also knew many of the soldiers from my time at Ichinotani. Just like the Heike women and children, they all knew I was Genji, but they showed no hostility toward me.
漁夫たちに聞いたんだ。あんたも生きててよかったな。
本当に助かってよかったな。
Thank you, everyone. Their adoration for Narutsune and their acceptance of me was heartwarming. I was thrilled to see how many of them had survived the war. After a brief moment of rejoicing at the sight of his soldiers, Narutsune turned back to Tomomori.
戦はどうなった？平家は負けたのか？
もちろん負けたとも。総大将平教経と源氏の御曹司源義経は勝負の果てに相打ちとなり二人とも死んだ。皆そう信じている。
みんなが見ていたからね。疑う者はいないって。義経、お前の家来たちも悲しんでたよ。
Emotional damage. My vassals seem pretty sad. I am sorry. I feel bad. I bit my lip at the sharp pain that ran through my chest. I knew that this would be the end result, but it still hurt to think about. Still, I had no right to grieve. After I turned my back to them, I knew that I would not see them again.
総大将を失った平家軍は総崩れ、残っていた武将は逃げ切ったか、あるいは捕虜として源氏に捕らえられたよ。叔父上、則盛殿らがその筆頭だね。おそらく覚悟の上で捕らわれたのだろう。
そうか。
源氏はついに平家を滅亡させた。誰もがそう思っているよ。すべてそなたの目論見通りだ。いや、一つだけ目論見は外れたかな。総大将殿はすべてを背負って死ぬ心づもりだったようだから。
Yeah, well, I made him change that plan to Momori.
あ
だが生き残った。それもこの義経のおかげなのだね。
あ、その通りだ。
思えばそなたの心を変えるのはいつも義経だった。そして義経によって変化したそなたの言動があの漁夫らの心を動かし、結果としてそなたらの命を救ったのだ。まさかこんな結末が待っていようとは。これほど見応えのある物語は絵巻物にもそうあるまい。
Tomomori stared at me and Naritsune and laughed heartily.
俺も結構楽しめたよ。兄上が言うだけあって、お前たちを見てると退屈しないね。で、お前この先どうするわけ？
Hopefully go and find a peaceful corner of the world and settle down and live our lives.
正直、どうしたらよいのかわからん。
Naritsune sighed and looked out across the ocean.
多くの血が流れた。少しでも多くを助けようとあがいたが、救えなかった者はたくさんいる。それなのに、生きてもよいのだろうか、俺は。
Naritsune. He seemed as helpless as a lost child. I couldn't help but take his hand in mine. Live, Naritsune.
だが、
We had a deal, remember? We're going to forge our own path. As us, and only us. Imagine if Dumb and Dumber end up following you for the rest of my life. No! Please, no! I am done with those brothers. We would live neither as Genji nor as Heike. At first it was only a dream, but we kept pursuing it, and we kept believing in it, and finally we had reached this point. Let's live together, Noritsune. I'm sure that together we can overcome whatever comes our way.
義経。
I looked up hopefully at him. Naritsune stared back at me and laughed joyously.
そうだな。
Oh, look at that blush. Look at that face. His hard palm squeezed mine.
その約束を果たすために、俺たちはここにいるのだったな。共に生きよう、義経。お前となら、どこへでも行ける。
Right. It was time to say goodbye. The reddish clouds of evening sky bid us farewell, the last remnants of the lives we left behind. The soldiers who adored Naritsune begged him to escape along with them.
お前たちとは一緒に行けない。平家としての俺の役目は終わったのだ。この先は平家でもなく源氏でもなく、ただ一人の人間としてこいつと共に生きていこうと思う。すまない。許してくれ。
わかりました。則経様がそうおっしゃられるのであれば、俺たちは俺たちできっと生き抜いてみせます。
As Naritsune lowered his head, they looked sad, but said nothing more. As for Tomomori and Shigehira,
ああ、平家はなくなっちゃったし、
これからどうするかな。
乗りつねたちについていくのはどうかな。きっとこの先も面白い運命を見せてくれることだろう。
Don't you dare! Don't you dare, you two!
あ、いいねそれ。やめろ、冗談ではない。
It was impossible to tell if they were joking or not, but they merely looked at Noritsune and burst out laughing.
そうだね。さすがにこれ以上邪魔をするのは忍びない。諦めよう、重平。
Yeah! Do that. Make other arrangements. Disappear! Never want to see you again.
じゃあどうするの？俺は兄上と一緒なら別にどこへだって行くけどさ。
そうだね。今後源氏は逃げた平家の将を探そうとするだろう。そう考えればどこか遠くへ行くのが一番だろうね。旅をしながらこの先の世の中を見てみるというのもなかなか良さそうだ。平家が滅び、これからは源氏の世になる。彼らがどんな風に栄え滅びていくか、この世の影から見届けてみよう。
うん、いいんじゃない。人があがいたりする姿って面白いし、退屈しなくて済みそう。
There was something strange and alien in the way Tomomori and Shigehira laughed, and it made my heartbeat quicken. Still, I felt no hostility towards them. I couldn't say that I understood them, but we had fought together until the bitter end, and I was glad to see them after the battle.
ではね、義経、そして則経も、そのうち必ず会いに行くよ。
Yeah, right. Rising and falling rulers. All the time. I'm sure. You guys take care.
俺と兄上が行くまでは簡単にくたばらないでね。当たり前だ。またな。いつか会える日を楽しみにしている。
Ah, and finally they're gone. Then we were truly alone.
行くか。
Yes, let's go. And so we started walking, hand in hand. We had left our friends, homes, and nearly everything we held dear behind. All that we had left to hold on to was each other. But in truth, he was all I needed. Walking with Noritsune. Living together under the same big, beautiful sky. Ending theme. Yep. You know, I can't believe I managed to hit the happy ending first time. I think this is the first time on this set of streaming Atome games that I've actually hit the good ending first try. Yeah, I'll definitely be playing the other routes at some point, but I still have Cupid Parasite to finish. I might alternate routes between the games, actually. How much more of Parasite? I'm partway into Raoul's route, and then I've got Alan's and the secret one. Yeah, I haven't found much time recently to play off streams. Good. We have an epilogue. Several seasons later. The Battle of Donora ended the war in victory for the Genji and in destruction for the Heike. The Genji formed a new government, and soon the samurai class were all under the control of my older brother. Hearing these rumors, Naritsune and I continued to flee further and further south. Then, after a long journey, we finally found a place where we could live together. A land blessed with a warm climate, where all of the residents led very simple lives. The distant power of Genji could not reach us, and there were none who knew who we were. We had arrived at a place to call home. Yes! Yes! Hair Down Noritsune is back! I have missed this. He looks so much better this way. When I saw the CGs with this hairstyle and when it was going through the ending, I was like, oh man, I missed that hairstyle. It's back. It's back. Calm. It was early evening and Horitsune had returned to the small house where we were living. Welcome home.
Miro, 今日の収穫だ.
Wow, his vegetables look delicious. So much fruit. What's this one? I've never seen it before. I see we also have Yoshitsune in girl mode too.
試しに食ってみたがうまいぞ。お前も食ってみろ。
Alright, I'll just take one. Oh, it's so sweet. It's a little strange, but it's so delicious.
そうだろう。村の者に野菜と交換してもらったんだ。お前が喜ぶかと思ってな。
Are we farming vegetables now?
うまい。
Thanks, Noritsune.
ま、これくらいのことは当然だ。
You seem to be getting better and better at working in the fields.
まったくだ。農作業などしたこともなかったが、人間やればなんとかなるものだな。
As I continued to nibble at the sweet fruit, I thought back to the time when we first arrived here. It was hard for us to adjust in the beginning. Noritsune learned to plough the fields by watching the villagers, and he worked diligently to get to know them all. Recently, he's finally gotten used to farm work, and our lives have become more stable thanks to the help of our neighbours. Noritsune wielding a hoe. That's something I never could have pictured back when I first met him.
で、お前の方はどうだ?
Noritsune looked at my hand to see the results of my labour.
ほう。 なかなかよくできているじゃないか。
What am I making? Right? I managed to finish it with some help from the villagers. I hope the neighbors are not the brothers. I doubt they are. I had made a woven wooden basket, a traditional item that people here use daily.
一緒に暮らして分かったが、お前は器用だな。特に料理がうまかったのは意外すぎた。
We learned basket weaving. And also cooking. Rude! It was all part of the training at the temple. They really drilled it into us. Shungen's a good cook too.
義経。
I'm sorry. It's nothing. I felt an ache in my chest every time I thought about my friends. It was a feeling I knew would probably never go away. I wonder if they're all still grieving about my death. It pained me to think like that, and there were moments when knowing I deceived them became almost too difficult. And yet...
謝るな。お前は何も間違っていない。
Haritsune's arms gently wrapped around me.
覚えているか、義経。平泉で本来の自分たちの宿命のまま戦おうと約束したこと。
Yeah, I remember. It was the night before Noritsune was to be executed, the night I let him go, when we knew we could never escape our fate. How in the world could I ever forget the pain and weight of that day?
俺たちが二人で生きるためには、すべてを捨てなければならなかったんだ。俺とてお前と同じだ。戦でたくさんの兵を死なせた。俺を信じ、平家のために戦った者たちを大勢な。そんな俺がこうして生き残り、お前と共に生きている。それをどうしようもなく苦しく思うことがある。
I know that you have sleepless nights from time to time, Noritsune. The memory of losing the people he cared about in the war was a deep scar on his heart. We spent our days pretending to be oblivious to the other's pain and always trying to be cheerful and look toward the future. Though we had travelled far to reach this safe land, there were days when it still felt like we were trapped at Donora.
すまない。お前のその喪失の痛みを、俺は決してやることはできない。
Why are you apologizing? I know it's hard for you too. I guess we're both feeling guilty about the whole thing. You were ready to die. If anything, it's my fault you have to live with this guilt.
聞け、義経。
Naritsune's strong, straight eyes captured me. My body became numb and I could hardly move.
生き残った後、苦しくなることもあると最初から分かっていた。だがそれでも、俺たちは共に生きることを選んだ。
He was right. We had both made the choice to leave our friends and loved ones behind. We knew that the pain would come, but we took each other's hand on that beach and decided to stay together.
あの選択を悔やんだことは一度もない。俺はお前と生きていきたい。これからもずっと共にいたい。お前と暮らしている今が泣きたくなるほどに幸せだ。
Harutsune.
お前にも俺と共に生きるというあの選択を決して悔やませはしない。お前が失ったもののすべては俺が一生をかけて埋めていくと誓う。そして俺ももう生きることを迷わない。喜びも悲しみもすべては生きてこそ。苦しくとも大切なものを守ろうとする限り、それは誇りある生となる。かつて兵たちに言ったことを俺が違えるわけにはいかないからな。俺にとって一番大切なのはお前だ。
Thank you, Narutsune.
何を捨てても手に入れたかったのは、守りたいのはお前なんだ、義経。
Narutsune's eyes filled with light. In his eyes I found a warm glow, one that enchanted me more than anything else in this world. I noticed that tears were running down my cheeks. Narutsune smiled as he wiped them with a gentle hand.
お前の泣き顔は珍しいな。
How could I not? After all that.
ならできれば笑ってくれ。俺はお前の笑顔が好きだ。
You love it?
そういえば今まで口にしたことがなかったな。
Ooh. Harutsune cradled my cheeks in his hands.
好きだ、義経。
He finally said it! He finally said it! I could see my reflection in his feverish eyes. I was speechless.
この世の誰よりもお前が好きだ。お前と共にいる今を守るためなら何を犠牲にしてもいいほどに俺はお前に惚れているんだ。
Yeah, that was certainly a point to come into the stream at there, Haunter. Is the stream okay? It's doing a bit of loading at my end for my little preview. Looks like it should have been okay. Alright, I think it was just my preview that was doing a bit of loading. Tears began spilling out of my eyes into Narutsune's hands again. I wanted to stop crying. I wanted to show him the smile that he loved, but I couldn't help myself. I love you too. I spoke to him in a hushed tone and his smile deepened.
ああ、知っている。
We kissed as if to confirm the silent promise we'd made to each other in that moment. First time his lips touched mine, they were soft and I felt my heart melting into his. I love you, Narutsune. I really do. It was as if I'd lost all composure, all hesitation. The words I'd been unable to say for so long came pouring out. As we kissed, I could feel our breath twisting and turning, flowing in and out. When our lips parted, I was out of breath. I never thought I'd be so bold as to put my thoughts into words like that. The tears stopped, and I couldn't help but feel embarrassed. His face close to mine, Noritsune began to laugh.
お前、そういう顔もできるのだな。
What kind of face is that?
頬を染めて、照れくさそうに俺を見ている。悪くないな。今のお前を見たら、男だと思うやつなど誰もいないだろうに。俺も出会ったばかりの頃、疑わず信じていたのが不思議なくらいだ。
Don't make fun of me!
すまない。いかんな。どうにも浮かれてしまう。思えば本当の性別を知った後もお前への印象は少しも変わらなかった。
Yeah, and we think you're great for that, Noritsune.
女であることを隠し、苦しんできたお前に言うことではないかもしれないが、きっと男と女のどちらであるかなど、俺にとっては大した問題ではなかったんだ。
Huh?
お前は俺が出会った人間の誰よりも強く、鮮烈なほどに綺麗なやつだ。あの頃も今もずっと変わらない。男だろうが女だろうが関係なく、出会ったあの瞬間に俺の心は奪われていたのだろう。だからこそお前に勝ちたかった。お前の目に俺を映したくて、がむしゃらに追い求めた。そしてその度にお前に引きつけられた。
Noritsune, you saw me for who I really am, even from the beginning. The words he spoke to me made my pulse quicken. His eyes swayed as he stared at me, and I found myself drawn to them.
俺はお前に導かれてここまで来たのだろうな。きっとお前と出会わなければ、今のように考えることはなかったはずだ。一門のあり方に疑問を抱くこともなく、民の思いや外の世界も知らぬまま、平家と共に滅んでいただろう。
Noritsune. What he said was true. The old Noritsune was stubborn and knew little of the world outside of the Heike. But Noritsune, it's the same for me. If I had never met you, I would never have had the courage to fight against my fate. I would have lived and died trapped forever as a Genji. Noritsune always gave it his all, and his diligence and determination made a big impact on me. It was Noritsune that made me consider how I truly wanted to live. I wanted to catch up to you as you continued to grow stronger. I wanted to be able to stand on equal footing with you. It was you that brought me here too, Noritsune.
そうか。やはり俺たちは似た者同士なのだな。
Narrowing his dazzling eyes, Noritsune stroked my cheek.
ならば、俺たちのあり方はそれで良いのだろう。お前は俺の最愛のもので、同時に最高の好敵手なんだ。
A radiant smile graced his face. My beloved, my rival. The words fell easily onto my heart. A smile appeared on my face as joy welled up within me. That's exactly right. It fits us perfectly. He is not only my love, but also my equal. The person with whom I'll continue to compete and improve with. It was the perfect way to give shape to the feelings I felt for him. And knowing that he felt the same, I was so filled with joy that I could barely contain it.
ここに収まるまでに随分時間がかかってしまったな。
I'll say.
まあ、それも俺たちらしいか。
Haritsune's hand reached out to mine again. He stroked my cheek as if to tickle me and then moved his fingers to my lips. My heart leapt in my chest at his touch.
好敵手としての互いのあり方はもう十分に知り尽くしている。伴侶としてのあり方もこれからゆっくり知っていくとするか。
I'm doing fine today, Hunter. How are you? He pressed his lips to my ear and whispered to me. I felt my face grow hot.
おい、今さら照れるな。さっきはあんなに思いを伝え合っただろうが。
But that was just a moment ago. And you call us lovers. It's embarrassing. I like it when you touch me like this, but I can't help but get nervous.
お前というやつは。
Did I make him embarrassed? What? Whoa! We both fell to the floor with great force. Before I could get up, Noritsune was on top of me. Noritsune!
そうやっていちいち煽るのをやめろ。
What are you talking about? I'm not trying to stir things up.
無意識な分、余計にタチが悪い。お前に惚れている相手の前で、やすやすとそんな顔をするな。だいたい前にも言っただろうが、お前は自覚がなさすぎるんだ。
Doesn't matter how many times you tell me I love you, so I can't help but look at you like that.
くそ、これだからマイル。お前、一緒に暮らしてきて今まで手を出さなかった俺の理性に感謝しろよ。
Noritsune glared at me with a frustrated but blushing face. You can see where this is going.
毎日毎日無防備な姿を見せられ笑いかけられて、こっちはどうなるかと思っていたのだぞ。
What? On the one hand, I was embarrassed, even a little upset. On the other hand, I was completely taken aback. We promised that we would live together, but our relationship has been at a standstill. We were struggling just to get through our days, and while I cared about him, I didn't have time to think about him in that way. I never thought that Noritsune had been struggling to contain himself all this time. I thought you didn't care.
そんなわけがあるか。同じ屋根の下に心底惚れた女といて、何も感じないほど枯れた男ではないぞ俺は。
You mean the one you didn't actually tell you loved until like 5 minutes ago? My whole body feels like it was on fire at the frankness of his words. I'm too embarrassed. As I tried to hide my face in shame, Noritsune took hold of both of my hands.
少しは俺の気持ちが分かったか。
All right, I got it.
いや、ダメだ。お前はもっと知っておくべきなんだ。俺がどれだけお前に惚れているかをな。
Naritsune giggled, bringing his face closer to mine. Our lips almost touched again, and I found myself drunk with passion.
覚悟しておけよ。どうやら俺は吹っ切れると強いたちのようだからな。お前に伝えたい思いはこの程度ではないぞ。
This is too much. As soon as we confirmed our feelings for each other, my heart just couldn't keep up with how passionate he was. My cheeks were flushed and my heart beat wildly in my ears. Naritsune, who had stopped suppressing his feelings for me, stirred me up with a torrent of intense feelings. Having him expose his desires to me, his heavy breath on top of me, I felt embarrassed. This is frustrating. I don't want to be the only one who feels embarrassed. I wanted to make Naritsune blush as much as I already was. Without thinking, I forcefully pressed my lips to his. Ha! Successful flustering! His surprised eyes quickly closed and he pressed himself closer to me. How about that?
お前
I love you too. You really think you're the only one who gets riled up?
な
These two! Besides, I can't stand how much I love you too. My face was red with embarrassment and I almost felt like that I could bear it no more. I didn't want to let him win either.
不意打ちとは卑怯な。
Seems completely fair to me. His face quickly turned the same shade of red as mine. Seeing this, I felt like I finally had scored a blow on him. Not fair? You were just careless.
なんだとこの
We stared at each other, red-faced, until eventually we both erupted with laughter.
まったくお前にはかなわんな。この負けず嫌いめ。
Me too.
まあそうだな。だがこうして競い合うのも俺は好きだ。
He smiled at me, his face still red. Then he pressed his forehead against mine.
義経、俺はこれからもお前を追い続ける。そして伴侶として、公的士として、どんな時もお前の生き様に恥じない男であり続けよう。だから、お前も俺だけを見ていろ。他の誰にも目移りなどさせない。生涯、その瞳には俺だけを映せ。命が果てるその瞬間まで、俺と共に生きろ。義経。
In his piercing gaze, there was also burning desire. My heart trembled at the intensity of it. My heart was screaming with love for him. I promise, you're the only one I'll look at and the only one I'll love. There could never be anyone I'll love as much as you. I want to stay with you, and only you, Naritsune. We stared directly into each other's eyes as I spoke, and I saw his eyes narrow into a smile when I had finished.
ならば生きよう。もう二度とお前を離すものか。
Yeah, you better not, Naritsune. I closed my eyes again as our lips met and I felt his body press heavily on top of mine. As if to make up for all the time it took for us to say these words, our overlapping bodies spoke together in mutual heat. Haritsune. My guiding light, my rival, my love. My everything. Although we had long been attracted to each other, the names and fates we bore prevented us from being together. I would never forget the lives that were lost in the war, and the precious friends I was forced to leave behind. But finally, the dream I'd been chasing all this time had become a reality. All this love, all these feelings, I could finally express them all to him. This future that we had fought for was ours, and ours alone. Shoulder to shoulder, expressing our love through words and body. Sometimes we fought, of course, but we would live our lives together, standing shoulder to shoulder. I had risked my life, my heart, and everything I held dear to be by his side, and I would do it all again. The vows we made to each other were engraved on our hearts, and they burned hot with passion. As we felt our bodies melting into one together, and I put all my strength into our intertwined hands. The end? The end! The end! I'm glad those two got their happy ending. I am glad. So I have a question for chat. Do we end the stream there? Or do we go break our hearts and look at the tragic ending? What do you think? We can end on the happy notes, or we can go get heartbroken. How are we feeling? Yeah, they found love in the end, and that's very nice. Happy notes. I mean, if we end here on this happy note, this is where we end this game for streaming. So it's a case of whether you guys want to see the tragic ending or whether you don't. And it's up to you. Either way, this is the last stream for Birushana. And I'm happy to go with either way. Yeah, Haunter, when I'm playing Atome games on stream, I do one route only on stream. Because it doesn't really feel right to do them all. You want to see both endings? So we have one vote for Zing, you know, because I think we should just be able to jump into chapter 12 and pick low. Yeah, there we go. We can just, yeah. Yeah, we can just jump in with all the stats on low and guarantee ourselves the tragic ending. This is why I like visual novels with the flowcharts. You still want to see me play Dream Daddy? Maybe. Alright. Yeah, I think we should go see what the tragic ending's like, but first I need to go and refill my water. So, I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. And it is time for Heartbreak and Tragedy. Let's go. Low affection, low all the other things. I don't know what relevance the parameters have to things. But low everything. Let's go. Time for death. There we go. Skip to the next unread section. Which should be the tragic ending. Yeah, we're in the fight, so let's go. Right, Tsune. That moment felt like an eternity. Then, as if pulled by some invisible string that bound us, simultaneously attacked. And I guess both died, probably. Aww. Neither one of us dodged that final blow. Haritsune's sword was thrust deeply into my chest, and mine inside his as well. The pain was so great that my breathing became strained, and when I coughed, the taste of blood flooded my mouth. Along with the blood flowing out of me, the strength in my body drained away. I knew that death was approaching. But... Noritsune touched my cheek. His hand was wet and warm, and the metallic smell of blood stung my nose. Yeah, the fake out we got in the good ending came... Yes. This time, they die together in truth, rather than pretending to die together. His face was so close I could feel his breath on my face. I reached out a pale, trembling hand to his blood-soaked cheek. Sorry, blood-stained cheek. Noritsune. Each time we pulled ourselves towards each other, our blades dug in deeper and deeper. The horrible sensation made us both wince. Our duel? Was it everything you hoped it would be? I'm glad. We held each other, supporting our trembling bodies. My blood covered his body and his covered mine. The blood of our bodies mixed and melted together. The area was quiet. Was everyone staring at us silently, or could I no longer hear? It didn't matter. All that mattered to me now was right in front of me. This will do. A deep sense of relief enveloped me. I had crossed swords with Naritsune for the last time, and I had made up my mind. We'll go together, Naritsune.
ああ。お前となら、黄泉への旅も悪くない。
If we cannot live together, let us die together. If he decided to die here, then I'll go with him. Even if there was another way, I didn't care anymore. All I cared about was staying with Naritsune till the end.
見ろ。空がこんなにも青い。
Yes, it's beautiful. In truth, I could hardly see anymore. But if I closed my eyes, I felt I could see a clear blue sky above me.
空の下で共に生きることは叶わなかったが、波の下で探すとしよう。俺とお前が共にいられる場所を。
Anywhere, as long as I'm with you. Naritsune smiled. We intertwined our fingers and held each other tightly. Then fell overboard into the sea, apparently. The same as the fake out. I'm sinking deeper and deeper to the bottom of the sea. But I wasn't afraid. He was there with me. In my fading consciousness, I remembered the words that I heard long ago in the faraway land of Hiraizumi. It was said that after we die, we are reborn in a pure land, a new world where there is no suffering. Is there a pure land beneath these waves, I wonder? Perhaps we can be together there. Right, Naritsune? I thought I heard Naritsune laughing gently somewhere in the distance. Without letting go of each other, our bodies melt into one. Our pain and sorrow disappeared until all we did was sway beneath the waves, surrendering to the white darkness. And then, everything we were floated away and disappeared. And that's the tragic ending. Which I do believe comes with a different ending song. Pretty sure this is different to the one we had before. I mean, it's a lot sadder. They still got to be together. It's just together in death instead of in life. I am glad it didn't just end with, like, us killing Noritsune, because that would have been so much worse. Like, so much more painful. till death do them part in both versions. In the good ending, a promise to live together until they die. And in the tragic ending, death together. I had a feeling the tragic one would be a lot shorter. You wonder if all the endings mirror each other like that? Well, I guess that's for me to find out. Alright then. Now we'll definitely end it. So, thank you very much for coming. It's been fun. And a little heartbreaking. That's a scene with the water reminded you. Oh, emotion. Yeah. Indeed. Anyway, if you're new here and you've enjoyed your time, please consider subscribing to the channel. You can also follow me on Twitter, which is where I post the stream schedule for the week. The next scheduled stream is Thursday, 6 PM BST, so a little bit earlier, and it's also going to be a little bit shorter. Well, actually, probably about the length of this stream, really. And that's going to be some karaoke. It's been a little while. So, if you've got any requests for karaoke, go and drop them on Twitter. Underneath the schedule is fine. Other than that, hope to see you then, or another time. Once again, thanks for coming. And it's Kalla signing out. See ya, bye bye.